Okay. Hello and welcome back once again to another episode of Focus.
Powered by Riverside.
Today I've got another fantastic and another amazing robot to introduce to you today. Now it's nowhere near flashy or sophisticated or stylish as anything before. But as far as I'm concerned, its use and its intention is something that's even more mind-blowing and definitely worth it. With over 3,000 units in 17 countries across 2.5 schools, having supported 10,000 children over 100,000 lessons. There's a robot called the AV1, brought to you by No Isolation. And like I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's really an amazing robot. As always, welcome back once again to another episode of Focus. And thanks for joining. So, as always, I'm reading and I came across, as far as I was concerned, a really interesting article. And it goes, robots could sit in the seats of absent children in school, as a former children's commissioner says. Now, I first came across this story or a version of it, or first iteration, a couple of months back, which basically said that a 12-year-old boy who had cancer, I believe, was able to attend classroom thanks to this little robot. So, in a pilot project, the robots helped increase child attendance by as much as 21% and increase the number of hours pupils engaged with learning by 42%, according to a report. So, robots could sit in the seats of absent children in school to allow the pupils access to lessons from a safe space, a former children's commissioner has said. Anne Longfield, executive chair of the Center for Young Lives, said that developing a more inclusive school environment could help tackle the attendance crisis, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach in a new report. It outlined the potential use of a telepresence. AV1 robots are as one potential strategy. It comes as she warned that threatening parents with punitive fines when the children or child misses school is not reducing absences. A new report from the Center for Young Lives think tank and the Child of the North initiative said head teachers had found that strategies to tackle pupil absence prior to the COVID pandemic were no longer as effective. It also said that early data from a pilot project in rural Merseyside found that telepresence robots could help tackle engagement and attendance issues. The paper highlighted the AV1 telepresence robots, made by the company No Isolation, as one of the alternative programs that could help. The robots would sit in an absent child's seat in class and allow them to access a lesson live while in a safe space. Elsewhere, whether still on site at school or at home. Due to this, they help boost attendance by as much as 21% and increase the number of hours pupils engaged with learning by 42%, as the report said. The report continued, as part of their program, World Emotionally Based School Avoidance Strategy are using the AV1 device, a telepresence robot that enables children to access their education remotely. The robot sits in the young person's seat in class and they access a live stream of the lesson via an electronic tablet in a safe space, example at home or an intervention room within the school. Miss Longfield, a former children's commissioner for England, added, the reasons why children miss school are often complex and there is no silver bullet. However, the one-size-fits-all and often punitive approach that previous governments have taken to tackle absences need to be consigned to the past. Simply threatening parents with fines is not working for many families and not reducing severe absence rates. As part of a government's drive to boost attendance post-COVID, the fines parents face for taking their children out of school without permission have risen this year. Absence fines have increased from 60 to 80 pounds, and a parent who receives a second fine for the same child in a 3-year period will automatically receive a 160 fine. Other actions like a parenting order or prosecution will be considered if a parent exceeds 2 fines per child within a 3-year period. Those prosecuted could receive a fine of up to £2,500. Meanwhile, figures released last week suggested that the number of pupils in England missing at least half of possible school lessons continued to tick upwards. About 100,000 pupils were severely absent over the autumn and spring terms of 2023, and compared to 139,000 over the same period in 2022 to 2023, according to the data from the Department of Education. Now, like I said, it's an amazing robot, not for its sophistication, but for its purpose and who it intends to actually help. I mean, children are the future, right? As always, like I say, Earth is an amazing place. Not just the people, not just the places, but what we actively and continue to do with it, literally on a minute-by-minute basis. Once again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Focus. Stick around if you've got the time for the thoughts and facts, and I'll fill you in a little more about the robot in question itself, and I'll offer a few of my thoughts towards the matter. But as always, take care. And if you're still around, welcome to the Thoughts and Facts section. Introducing the AV1 robot from No Isolation. And I'm going to just give you a brief rundown from the main page of the website itself. Reduce school absence with AV1 robots. School absence is the biggest challenge facing education. The AV1 telepresence robots connect absent students to learning, ensuring belonging and supporting reintegration back to the classroom. And they use the AV1 to approve attendance, well-being, reintegration, engagement, and obviously it's cost-effective compared to fining parents. A few testimonials are saying it's a cost-effective way of providing support for young people. From a council and schools perspective, AV1 has many benefits. The scheme has been warmly praised in our recent inspection. It is a cost-effective way of providing support for young people that other students and staff also love to be a part of, both in the classroom where they're looking after the robot and for the user. And this was a testimonial from Julie Young, post-16 advisor from the Somerset Council in the UK. And here's a little more about the robot itself. AV1 helps local authorities, academics, and schools bring learning and belonging to children. Our education technology, the AV1 robot, the AV1 app, and the AV1 admin and the AV1 Academy work together to support your absent students back to the classroom. A bit of background. Long-term absence from schools has severe implications for children and young people and those in charge of their education. It is the responsibility of local authorities and MATs or MATs to find suitable access to children for absent students. Suitable access to education for absent students. But they experience high demand on services, raising cases of school refusal and budget constraints. Schools are dedicated to supporting all students, but funding is stretched for alternative provisions. Low attendance is linked to poor attainment, and it can be difficult to reintegrate pupils after long absences. For the students themselves, many want to engage with learning, and their classmates who have anxiety around school attendance or complex and chronic medical needs may prevent regular in-person lessons. This is where the AV1 comes in. We built the AV1 for safe and secure classroom use from day one. Alongside our dedicated software and resources, the AV1 helps you bring learning and belonging to all students. Here are some of the recorded reasons for successful use of AV1 by local authorities, academies, and schools that they work with. A few of the examples they've got is anxiety, autism, spectrum condition, autoimmune disease, behavior, cancer, cerebral palsy, chronic fatigue or ME, multiple sclerosis, I think, emotionally based school avoidance, EBSA, Ehlers-Danlos syndromes or EDS, epilepsy, gastrosis, gifted students, immunodeficiency, injury, learning difficulties, long COVID, muscular dystrophy, periodic paralysis, special needs and disabilities or SEND, SEND, transplants, surgery and operations. And I think they missed one, but I add that in the thoughts. How AV1 robots works. The AV1 robots are a telepresence solution for children and young people to access schools and classroom settings from another location. It bridges the gap between home and school, provides access to learning, and improves attainment and progression. Our classroom robots have a unique set of inclusive and secure features, giving the students a sense of belonging at school and the privacy and safeguarding they are entitled to. Head to the safeguarding page for more privacy and safeguarding measures. The AV1 itself offers 1. A live connection, which offers a camera and microphone which connects absent pupils who can speak, see, and hear everything through the robot. The camera is one way, which removes the pressure of being seen for children who are ill, anxious, or in pain. 2. Belonging. The robot is an avatar for the human it represents, so you can name it and customize it. You can carry it around with you, its handle or backpack to involve the student in all aspects of school life, or even on school trips. The physical presence means the student is not forgotten, even on days when they are too unwell to actually log on. 3. Participation. The student can rotate and move the robot, change the eye expressions, and raise their hand by making the robot's head flash green. This means they can ask and answer questions or show how they are feeling without disrupting the lesson. 4. Fatigue friendly. When a student is particularly unwell and unable to participate but still wants to attend and listen to the lesson, they can turn the headlight blue to indicate passive mode for EBSA pupils. This can be helpful for early steps towards integration. How the AV1 app works. The student downloads the free AV1 app onto their device. It is compatible with both Apple and Android devices, smartphones, tablets, and some Chromebooks. Students must then follow the onboarding process to register with the assigned robot for the first time. They generate a secret code during onboarding to connect with their robot whenever they want to start a live stream, through it and can join a lesson or activity. The robot just needs to be switched on. From the app, they control the robot. A camera, microphone, and speaker on the robot's head emits a live stream to the app with two-way audio. The student swipes or taps the app screen to rotate the robot and their view from side to side, up and down. Tapping passive mode turns the robot's head blue. Tapping raise hand makes the robot's head flash green. Tapping each emoji is reflected on the robot's eyes. How the AV1 admin works. The AV1 admin is a portal which works on any web browser. It is easy to use and its features are guided by the needs of municipalities and schools. On top of this, you get usage statistics for your AV1 robot to see the impact you create for your absent students. There are 2 access levels in the AV1 admin: administrators and school assistants. As an administrator, you get a dashboard and detailed information about all the AV1 robots owned by your organization, as well as the same access as a school assistant. As a school assistant, your access level ensures you get the robot set up, tested, and running smoothly at the school. And if you have a chance to actually head to the website, which I advise you to. You could get a preview of what it actually looks like. How to use the AV1 Academy. Included in your purchase and or subscription, the AV1 is also Yeah, they made a typo here. The AV1 also gives you access to a library of training materials and resources to help manage effective and safe use of AV1. For example, draft letters, risk assessment, and policies for use. We also support you at every step of the way with extensive setup guides, help pages, and a dedicated account manager and technical support available during normal business hours. A few frequently asked questions. Some of the most common questions we get asked if you can't find what you're looking for. So, can the AV1 school robot be used for children with EBSA and anxiety? Yes, the AV1 robots are successful for EBSA and anxiety in many cases. You can see their case study page for examples, which has over 24 individual and group and school studies. If you take a look at it, you might just be impressed. Another one, I'm a parent and I'm interested in the AV1 robot for my child. How can I access one? Many municipalities loan AV1s to school if they meet certain allocation criteria. Schools can also purchase AV1s directly from us. We recommend introducing them to it using our introduction video and safeguarding information. Why is the camera only one way? AV1 classroom robots are designed for children and young people with long-term illnesses, other medical needs, and or anxiety. In most cases, they do not want the pressure of being seen. So, do I need any technical expertise to use an AV1? The AV1 is a very easy to use, and the robot should be treated like any other student in the class. The student just needs an internet connection and a smartphone or tablet, and there needs to be a 4G or Wi-Fi available at the school. I mean, even just describing this robot as a child is a bit ludicrous, but anyway. Do you do trials? The AV1 is available to rent, and there are pilot projects available. Head to their pricing page to see what they offer. How do I know that no one else is watching or recording? The AV1 robots are built for classroom use and have many privacy and safeguarding features and measures in place. Once again, it refers to seeing their safeguarding page. So let's check out the robots themselves, which I've lost. Let's check out the pricing. It's really up for rental, and it starts at $149. I'm assuming over a monthly period. If you want to purchase one, it's a bit steep, but given the cost, it can be worthwhile. You can get an annual fee, so that would set you back $780 every year. And yeah, it's about £3,749. And with it, you will get the AV1 robot hardware, the bespoke AV1 backpack, the access to the AV1 app, accidental damage warranty, unlimited 4G data, access to the AV1 admin, onboarding and implementation, automatic software updates, dedicated UK customer support, and delivery. Case studies involved the AV1 being used for school absence on EBSNA, a case study done in the Kingsbrook School. Another one with a testimonial from a young man called Victor, who says it allowed him to keep up with his work during school absence. Muscular Dystrophy Foundation in Denmark, the Grace Kelly Childhood Cancer Trust, Laybridge High School, Yetley School, Our Lady Immaculate Catholic Primary School, and many more to mention. Quite a few schools in the UK and a few organizations as well. And like I said, many individual case studies as well. Now, like I said before, this robot or there are at least 3,000 units already being used across 17 countries, over 2,500 schools. I think that's quite impressive for a robot that lacks any, like I said, or as much sophistication that would garner the attention of, let's say, robot lovers, tech lovers, or anybody who's not even particularly interested in the tool. But like I said, for me, this technology is impressive not for how fancy or flashy looking it is. It's for its intent, its use, and who it actually intends to help, our children. So, I've got this to say when it comes to, let's say, the UK's approach, because they have actually, effective, if that's what the article said, they have actually increased the price and the cost to how much they fine parents if children don't attend school. Now, obviously, I do think this is a little counterproductive, because let's say for some of these parents who might not have the means and the funds, you are effectively taking away any future aspects of them being able to actually provide for their children. So let's say a child is fined, or a parent is fined, twice in the space of 3 years. You're going to fine that parent £2,500. That's £2,500 worth of food, clothes, and travel that could have been allocated to that child that you have now effectively taken away. Now, let's say after you have given that child, that parent, that fine, and it is now even more difficult for them to attend school. Why? Because you have made it even more impossible for their parents to provide or have the means to do so. Needless to say, it seems like an entirely counterproductive setup. But let's say if they had to change their approach, rather than take this £2,500 from each individual parent as a fine, you could take that money and actually put it towards the cost, purchase, or rental of one of these robots. Now, I know the reason why they've actually done this in the UK, because I've actually found quite a few articles, and it's simply for the fact that many parents choose to either take their children out of school early or later because of holidays, which honestly is, I would think, not that big of a problem, because the amount of people who can actually afford to do that isn't really in the high figures. If you do the math, you'll understand what I mean. But that's neither here nor there. The fact is, instead of fining parents and taking this money away from them, you could, I suppose, because there were court orders and prosecutions mentioned as well, you make it mandatory for them to purchase this robot that they can have at their home, which means that even on days when you see their child chooses to, or they cannot get them to, or they themselves don't have the capacity to get them to the school, they still have a means to actually be present and be educated. Now, I think, like I said, it would be more productive if they rethought how they, or what they did with that money. Because what are they doing with it when they take it from parents instead of giving it to the children that they're saying that, need to be in schools? Either way, I actually had another thought about this robot. Something they didn't mention on the list of reasons. Homeschooling. There are a number of children in the world, and let's just take the UK or Europe, for example, who are actively being homeschooled. Now, I know there are many provisions set up for children who are being homeschooled, and if you do your research on that, for some people, you might even think that the education, the curriculum, the setup is a little more sophisticated and maybe more productive compared to a general school setup. But I digress. What I'm trying to say is, for children who are being homeschooled, this could introduce them to a school environment. I mean, I'm not saying that homeschooling is bad. I'm just saying that there are many aspects of homeschooling that can lead to detrimental effects on a child later on in life. Mainly the social aspect, socializing, being able to communicate and have a normal conversation, and or if be able to simply speak to someone. Now, depending on the level of engagement many of these children have at home, but as always, depending on their situation, it might differ. So, being able to use this robot to ease a child into a social environment or a social, educationally social environment, which, always helps spark ideas, not necessarily competitiveness, but allows them to have a wider vision on the world. But that's my personal opinion. I mean, the fact that it could help more children around the world in places that where access to not just education but a higher level of education is near to impossible. And I say that in the sense of not just the high cost, but this technology in cooperation and integration with access to higher learning, with the potential to eliminate the high cost that puts up a barrier, making it impossible for some to even see a way to achieve their goals. With the high cost being the main one at the top of the list, not only follows that is location and just the general opportunities available to people, but this, like I said, incorporated and integrated with access to higher learning, would allow people who don't have the financial nor physical means to, let's say, travel halfway across the road to across the world to attend a prestigious school like Oxford or Cambridge, or maybe go to America and go to Yale, or there's a few others. But you understand what I'm trying to say. This could eliminate that biggest means, the biggest barrier in the world, price and location. It would allow children, even adults, access to higher level learning from halfway across the world. I know for this fact that children, let's say before I even touch on Africa, it's well known how difficult it is for learning and education. Just the general infrastructure is, not a setup. But as always, it depends on where in Africa. I'm not saying no, not everywhere has that. I'm more talking about Antarctica. Let's talk Inuit civilizations, villages, places that actually used to rely on the large amount of ice that is no longer there, because that ice used to provide them a means to actually bridge the location and get to school. Now without that, it's actually kind of slightly impossible in some areas. Not having the ice cover to traverse means they must obviously go a much longer way. And in one county in particular, they now have to build a bridge because it does not look like the ice is ever going to come back to allow them that ice bridge that they've had for decades. But once again, I digress. The fact is that 1, 2, or 3 of these robots, in conjunction with just one teacher in a room, could alleviate that stress. It could bring education to children, like I said, to adults even, in places that are almost impossible to reach. And I like the initiative, and it's been really widespread in the UK and Europe, and it looks pretty impressive to me. Like I said, the robot itself is nothing impressive to look at, but it's amazing as to what it's doing and how it's helping. Allowing children with cancer, cerebral palsy, to be able to access and be present in a classroom when it's too difficult for them to even get there. Like I said, I think that's impressive. But as always, our history is pretty vast and we're making it pretty fast. And in the grand scale of it all, what's 30 minutes of your time? Not that I don't appreciate it. As always, thanks for tuning in once again to another episode of Focus. As I always say, Carpe Diem, seize the day. The world is an amazing place, not just the people, not just the places, but what we have done with it, what we can do with it, and what we have yet still to do with it. As always, take care.